please be seated. Once again, let us quickly gather our thoughts, recollect the kindness of the Triple Jewels and the kindness of the teacher. So with a full gratitude in heart, let us place our palms together to request Geshe to turn the wheel of Dharma according to the well wishes and capacities of the students. Geshe, kindly give us the teaching.
I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje Joda Zoge Chonam Lo Chanjo Bardo Dane Kyapso Che Dage Jinso Gebe Sonam Ge Tola Benjir Sanje Dubara Jo Sanje Joda Zoge Chonam Lo Chanjo Bardo Dane Kyapso Che Dage Jinso Gebe Sonam Ge Tola Benjir Sanje Dubara Jo Sanje Joda Zoge Bardo Dane Kyapso Che Dage Jinso Gebe Sonam Ge Tola Benjir Sanje Dubara Jo Om Ye Dharma He To Prabhava Hetum Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vate Mahashramanaya Swaha Om Yedarama Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vate Mahashramanaya Swaha Om Yedarama Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vate Mahashramanaya Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well is taught by the great seer. Okay, this morning we're talking of the 4 essentials to establish emptiness. And anyone who likes to quickly tell us what are the 4 essentials? Anyone? Quickly. Raise your hands. Anyone? The 4 essentials. What the 4 essentials are? Anyone? Quick, to save time. Anyone quick? Yes, Andrew. Andrew, raise your hand.
The essential of identifying the object of negation, the essential of understanding the pervasion, the essential of understanding the emptiness of the object being intrinsically one with its parts, the essential of understanding the emptiness of the object being intrinsically different from its parts.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so these are things that we try to have on our fingertips. We try to have them on our fingertips. Okay, so with this, we're talking about the first one, the essential of identifying object negation. What is it to be negated? So do you remember that what we all agreed upon is that we identify objective existence as the object negation emptiness. When I say the emptiness is not nihilism, we are not negating flower, we are negating the objective flower. We're not negating when it's emptiness of the person. We're not negating the person, we're negating the objective existence of the person. So these two things we need to distinguish based on the two gates. Two gates, very good. Okay, now what we are saying is that there's no objective existence. There's no objective existence. Nothing exists objectively, and all our problems are because of the belief in objective existence. All our problems. Okay, to just give a simple example, which we have given numerous, but to understand emptiness, we need to have as numerous examples as possible. It's very important to think of numerous examples and then try to understand emptiness. So the one example before I jump into this, the four essentials more in detail is, let's say that how many of you had very scary dreams in your life? Very scary dreams in your life? Very scary dreams in your life? Raise hands. Okay. Those who never had any scary dreams in life? Okay, which means Dimitri, no scary dreams. Okay, you're not scared of anything. Okay. So we did have some scary dreams. Okay, let's say the Simiduma. What scary dream you had? Oh, that's interesting. You never dream. So you don't remember any dream? A scary dream. So you choose it?
Not exactly, but vaguely I remember like falling from a high cliff or mountain.
Falling from high cliff, right? Yeah. Okay, falling from high cliff. And Jigme? There are 4 Jigmes. Jigme? Yes. Present? Yes.
Yes, Geshe. Scary dream. I had a scary dream of some demons are pulling me.
Demons? Oh.
It's a ghost,
Thank
like
you.
a ghost.
That's exactly what I want to hear. Okay. The ghost demons are pulling you?
Under the bridge.
Under the bridge? Oh, that's very scary. Okay, that's very scary.
That I sin repeatedly.
That also happened repeatedly? Oh.
During my childhood. After some certain age, it stopped.
Okay. For a few years it continued like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe the last life you must have died of, in bridge, yeah. Very likely. Okay. Chanjula.
I remember. I remember when I was a child, maybe only 3 or 4 years old, devils were coming in the windows and through the walls and were coming for me. And I wasn't aware that I'd fallen asleep, so I thought it was happening for real. So I was conscious of sitting up in the bed, and the demons were all entering and surrounding me, and I woke up screaming.
Oh, okay. So so just think of any scary dream, very scary dream. Okay, this is very important. Say, seeing the dream ghost as real. This is ignorance or wisdom. seeing the dream ghost as real is the ignorance of wisdom. Ignorance. And this ignorance happens in the dream or outside the dream? It happens in the dream. Don't forget it. When I say these points, remember, seeing the dream ghost as real ghost, there's the ignorance or wisdom. Ignorance. And it happens in the dream or outside the dream? In the dream. Being in the dream is that we are under the dictate of the self-grasping ignorance, in the sleep of ignorance. So, and what is the outcome of that? The fear arises. You're getting it? Seeing the dream ghost as real. Seeing the dream ghost as real is ignorance, wisdom. This is ignorance, number one. And it happens in the dream or outside dream. It happens in the dream. And what's the outcome? Fear. You agree? Okay. Then next, seeing the dream ghost as dream, seeing the dream ghost as dream, not as real, empty of being real. It happened. Also, it is ignorance of wisdom. Seeing the dream ghost as empty of being real. It's just dream. Is ignorance or wisdom? Is wisdom. And it happens in the dream or when you come out of the dream. When you come out of the dream, what is the outcome? The fear dissolves. You're getting it? Okay. So this is where this analogy is extremely important for us to remember. So with this in mind, I say that Jimala, say, when the dream is pulling you, when the dream ghost is pulling you through the bridge, right? And then when they got hold of you, you thought that, no, I'm dead. When you say I'm dead, your mother wakes you up, and you feel you still run away. Then what do? You relax. So why don't you run away? Because you come to know that the dream ghost is just coming from a mind. It's not real. You're getting it? Okay. So how to get away from this fear of the dream ghost chasing you? The best thing is wake up. Wake up. So wake up. By waking up, how does it help? By waking up, we come to know that the dream ghost is empty of being real, objectively. Empty of being objectively real. So when we see that the dream ghost or anything that is empty of being objectively real, your mind relaxes. You're getting it? Okay. So with this mind, so what we said is, what does it mean by objective reality? Real. What do you mean by that? So Dasanla and many of you said that something which exists independent of your mind. For example, the dream ghost, you see that as independent mind that is in the dream. You see dream ghost coming from a mind happens? Hey, what happened? Are you still dreaming? Dream ghost, seeing as coming from a mind, happens in the dream or outside dream? Outside the dream. It happens outside the dream. Okay. So that is, dream ghost seen as empty of being objectively real. It's coming from the mind. It happens when you come out of the dream. So this is waking state. So therefore, the Buddha is revealed as the fully awakened being. Fully awakened one. Okay. So for this, we need to identify object negation very precisely. If you don't understand object negation well, then there's no way by which we can understand emptiness. So to understand object negation well, we need to know what is known as the two extremes. Two extremes well, so that the middle one, you precisely identify object negation, and the negation which you negate object negation, and instantly you should realize emptiness. Let me repeat it. Object negation, there are so many ways to identify object negation. Some are very gross, so into absolutism. Some are extremely, some fall into nihilism. Some fall into the absolutism. So therefore you have to identify precisely well, so that you reject it and simultaneously you realize emptiness. You're getting it? Okay, for example, let's say that this flower is not permanent. This flower is empty of permanence. This flower is empty of being a permanent. So what is negated? Flower being permanent is negated. This flower being permanent is negated. So you negate that flower is permanent and you understand emptiness or not? You don't understand emptiness. It's very gross, right? So of the 4 schools which we did, Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, Chittamatra, Madhyamaka. Of the 4 schools, emptiness that we are talking about is understood only by the Madhyamaka. Within Madhyamaka, more precisely, Prasangika Madhyamaka. And the rest of the schools, they don't understand emptiness. But they know impermanence. You getting it? They know impermanence. The flower is impermanent. Rejecting the flower to be permanent, it only allows them to understand the flower being impermanent. It doesn't allow them to understand emptiness. You're getting it? So some people explain emptiness as impermanence. This is very gross. This is not emptiness. So therefore, to understand emptiness, we have to identify the object negation very precisely. What do I mean by precise? It should not be too much, it should not be too less. Let me give an example. Say my teacher, Geshe Losan very unlucky ones, although we are from the same institute, very unlucky. He didn't met our teacher, the founding director, Geshe Losan. Okay, so once when I was 22 or 20, maybe 22, 21, 22, and but Geshe Samdula, he heard about Geshe Losan, very tough, right? Very tough love. You know tough love? It's not like Dasanla and not like Tenshunela, right? It's a tough love. Everybody's scared. And I don't know how nobody dared to go close to our teacher. And I was very young and others were very senior. But I dared to go there. I asked questions on emptiness, although it was not my class. And he would give answers very relaxed. It's amazing. I don't know what kind of karma. That's very positive karma. Right? Okay. So the negative karma was when I was 5 years old, the girl slapping me all the time. Negative karma. Then the daring to meet, go and ask questions to my teacher, that very tough love teacher. That is something very positive karma. So it's interesting. He gave me an example of a paper. Just give the book, it's fine. So Gyalrambye gave the example of the paper, and he just drew a line and told me that, okay, here is this paper, you keep it there, and from distance you roll a ball, marble. You roll a marble, and say this is a metaphor. He said that if you roll the marble, your job is to make sure that the marble sits on the line. If you overshoot, this is nihilism. If you overshoot, it's nihilism. If it doesn't reach the line, it is absolutism. So the middle one is that you should hit it such a way that it just sits on the line and not go beyond, not stay behind. So for that, it's not like you put your maximum force, it will overshoot the line. That is minimalist. That is one extreme. And then you exert less force, it will not even hit the line. This is another problem. So you should exert just proper force that it hits on the line, sits there. That's the realization of emptiness. So you have to make sure that you don't overshoot, you don't lack the energy to reach the line. So you should have enough force to reach the air and don't overshoot. This is what is required. This beautiful analogy. So with this in mind, identify the object negation. This is the core. This is the most important thing. So for this, you have to avoid the two problems. The two problems known as, one is maximalist redundancy and minimalist inadequacy. Let me repeat it. Okay, while identifying the object negation, we should make sure that we are free from the two problems. One is maximalist redundancy. One is maximalist redundancy, and the other one is minimalist inadequacy. Okay, let's say that if somebody tells me that, oh, the Buddha taught everything's the nature of emptiness, selflessness. And then you say, oh, nothing exists. Nothing exists. Low karma doesn't exist. Nothing exists. Everything is illusion. So you reject everything. You identify everything as existence as object of negation. So you say the flower is non-existent. So which of the two problems you are facing? Maximalist redundancy or minimalist inadequacy? Which one? You reject more than required or less than required? More than required, because you just reject the objective flower, don't reject the flower. But you are rejecting flower also. You're getting it? This, you are rejecting more than what is required. This problem is known as maximalist redundancy. You reject more than what is required. Okay, let's say that say somebody, your little brother requires there's a fan, a small fan, and fan will cost, let's say, and the 500 rupees, and you give 100 rupees. Is it enough? It is less. What is that? Minimalist inadequacy. And then your brother, you give 10,000 rupees. Then your brother is very happy. He'll go to the Goa beach. Fan, you buy fan, 500, and the remaining 9,000 rupees, Goa beach. You're getting it? And then he ends into freshers what? Freshers party, right? And what's a fan? Fan for study, no study. That is, you do more than what is to be done. More than what is to be done. This is known as maximalist redundancy. Don't overdo. You getting it? Maximalist redundancy. And if you give just 100 rupees, where will your brother get the remaining 400 rupees? That is minimalist inadequacy. So you should just say, for small children meaning like age 14, 15, 16, just give enough. Don't give too much. Don't give less. Less the child will suffer. More the child will be spoiled. You're going to just give enough. Right? Okay, I can tell you now. And maybe if I tell you when you were 14, 16, you'll be very angry with me. You're getting it now, it's fine. Jigmala, yes? It's fine. Jigmala, yes? Yes. Okay, Pinzola? Pinzola is fine with everything. Okay. So, Maximus, for example, let's say that the Buddha taught flower is everything's nature, emptiness, and selfless, including the flower. So flower does not exist. If I say flower doesn't exist, law of karma doesn't exist, dear birth doesn't exist, what will you say? This is not emptiness. This problem is? Yes, Geshe. Geshe said correctly, and others, what you said is correct. What I said is correct, but try to make me happy. Try to be kind to me by saying what I just taught you right now. That person is a problem as, hey, the Janda. Maximalist redundancy. You getting it? You are negating more. Maximalist, you are negating more than what is required. Okay. Whereas if you say that, Okay, the Buddha said the flower doesn't, nothing exists the truly real, nothing exists objectively, which means the flower doesn't exist objectively. What does it mean by that? That the flower is not permanent. That the flower is not permanent, right? That is, what's the problem? Okay, the flower is, there's no flower, there's no permanent flower. Does it allow you to understand emptiness? You still don't, because flower is not permanent, but it's truly there. You're getting it? Flower is not permanent, but it's truly there. How many of you know that the lunch that you had is not permanent? Raise hand. You know that, but you saw the lunch as intrinsically real, objectively real. You're getting it? Objectively real. So, simply rejecting something to be permanent, it does not allow you to understand emptiness. So, what is object negation? You negate it. The moment you negate it, you should be able to understand emptiness. So, the flower is empty of objective. The Buddha taught flower is empty of objective reality. What do you mean by that? The flower is not permanent. What's the problem? What problem is that? What problem is that? Maximalist, minimalist? Maximalist or minimalist? Minimalist inadequacy. It is not adequate to reject it to be permanent. It is not adequate. Still, that it exists, object real remains. You're getting it? Okay. Say you're going to invite a very important guest. You're going to invite a very important guest. They say you have a room and invite a very important guest. And say you tell your son or you tell your daughter to clean this up. Make it spick and span clean, so perfectly clean. And the room is very dirty with all garbage there. And if the daughter or the son is not so keen on this, then remove all the garbage, and it's still very dusty. And you come and said, you made it clean. Yes, I made it so clean. And you get it, it's still dusty. Oh, you did not clean up. Yes, I removed all the garbage. Is it enough or not enough? Not enough. It is not adequate. You're getting it? It's not adequate. So you should not only remove the garbage, there's something left there. So say, this is not permanent, which means I remove the garbage, but still it is dusty. Still you see this as flower as objectively real. Yes, Jigmen understood it. Jigmen is there. Listen, Jigmen Namgyal. Jigmen? Rapten? Oh yeah. Rapsten? Rapten or Rapsten? Okay, it should be Rapten, yes. It's not Rapsten. Rapsten is not. It is Rapten. Okay, I'm just checking. Okay, so therefore, when you say that, oh, what does it mean the emptiness? That means the flower is empty of being permanent. This is what problem? Hey, physics. Minimalist inadequacy. Okay. Let's say this once more. If somebody says, what's the meaning of the flower, emptiness of flower? That flower is not permanent. What's the problem? The problem is minimalist inadequacy. Why it is inadequate? Why it is inadequate? Why? Even though you know that it is not permanent, still the belief in objectivism flower remains. It's not fully rejected. You're getting it? So therefore, what you rejected is inadequate. How many understood it? Raise hands. Okay, how many of you could not follow it too well? Okay, the more than 60%, raise hands. Less than 60%, raise hands. Less than 60%. What about those hands? It's exact 60. Okay, so now let's say that the dream ghost. Dream ghost is seen as, in the dream, you see it's object real or subject real? Huh? Subjectively real. The young people, they confuse me. Okay, dream ghost, you see as object real, subject real in the dream. Object real. Why you don't say subject real? And I trust them. Okay, as objective real. Then you wake up to discover that it is subject real, it is empty of objective reality. How do we know? Now, just as the dream was empty of objective reality, the Buddha taught everything is empty of objective reality. The second gate. What's the second gate? Do things exist objectively? What's the answer? No, nothing exists objectively, which means just as a dream is empty of objective reality, everything else is empty of objective reality. The next question is, how do we know that? Okay, this question, how do we know that? Okay, Ravindra, is there space for Simran to sit? Yes. Okay, Simran, sit somewhere. Okay, wherever you like to sit, as long as there's a space. Simran, how did it come? No. Okay. Okay. Now, what is the question? What was the question? Yes, Durgar. How do you realize, or how do we know that nothing exists objectively? This question. Okay. Now let's say, pick up something, whatever is in front of you. Pick up something and show that to me. Pick up something and show that to me. Okay. Now, look at it yourself. Don't just show it to me. Look at it yourself. How does it appear to you? How does it appear to you? How does it appear to you? Objectively real or subjectively real? Objectively real meaning, subjectively real meaning, like a dream that your mind is creating it, or no, it's so solidly there, so objectified there. It's nothing to do with the mind. It's there. How does it appear to you? Objectively real. Thank you. Good. So those were the beautiful days when I was in Damdul Monastery. Geshe, which year you joined the IBD? 2003. Oh. I finished my Geshe degree. I thought that Geshe was there when I was still studying in South India. Okay. So I was on the verge to complete my Geshe degree, and we would have debates, and then you just listen. These are some of the experiences in the Monastery University, and then we debate till say the evening debates. Some of the evening debates we stay till like 11 p.m., and then it's not the end of the story. Then officially the debate closed, and then I was a senior. And then I'll go to my room, and the juniors, 4, 5, 6 of them, they come with a mug. Mug should be with them, wherever. With a mug, they come. Mug for what? To have tea. And they come, and they will sit, and then again continue the debate. This is unofficial. Already 11 p.m. And still discussing on the debates. And then it's explaining, and then so what was the question asked? This was the question asked, and how do you defend it? Someone defended, then I ask more questions, then I respond, they throw questions. Again, beautiful days. And then it goes like 2 a.m. in the morning. So then one time, I was talking about the Chittamata's philosophy. Chittamata's philosophy, where everything's mind, everything is the mind. And one young monk said that. So I was not Geshe then. So he said, Gen means senior, sir. Gen, but how can this be mind? Monk, this is real. How can this be mind? This is real, look. He was knocking at it with like tak, says that this is real. This is external, right? And then he said, I don't agree with Chittamatra. This is what he said. This is amazing. Look, not living the philosophy just as intellectual learning. Oh, he said like this, she said, do you agree with this? This is how this being studied in the universities. So then I just questioned more questions, two, three, 4 questions. And suddenly he said, yes, that's true. Chittamatra is correct. He was very happy. And the next day he said, Chittamatra is correct. Then again, defending the Southern school, I was proving how it is externally real. And again, yeah, that's true. Okay, these are the beautiful days, amazing beautiful days. Okay. So this is the spirit with which we have to study so that you truly become convinced. This is where the transformation takes place. Your conviction grows. Okay, so now, how do you know that everything's like a dream goes? Everything's like a dream. How do you know that everything is subjective? How do you know that? This question. Now, imagine that you are 1 kilometer away from me. You're 1 kilometer away from me, and you see me in water. You see me in water. And you know that, oh, Geshe doesn't know how to swim. So, what I'm seeing, that he's in water, is real water or this is a mirage? You start to question, you start to wonder. So how will you evaluate? How will you evaluate if I'm in water or what you are seeing is just a mirage? Okay, reasons, how do you evaluate? Okay, Priya, who are your friends? Who are your friends? There are 2 friends are there, 2 girls. Huh? Yes. The one with the pink shirt? Yes. What's your name? Allah. Alna, tell me. Say you are 1 kilometer away from me and you are seeing me in water. Alna, you are seeing me in water and you want to know, is it real water or what are you seeing as a mirage? How do you evaluate?
It's a mirage.
No. Okay, Alna decided it's a mirage. That's amazing. Alna decides already. Okay. Which means Allah never saw mirage, right? Allah, have you seen mirage?
I have.
You have seen mirage, okay. So how do you know that this mirage? How do you know that? Okay. Anna, yes. Anna over there, close.
To understand that it's mirage or not, we need to come closer.
Okay, so what? Okay, Anna.
Yes.
Alna and Anna. Alna, what Anna is saying, just Alna, do you agree with Anna that to check what you're seeing is water or just a mirage, you have to come closer to me? Alna, you have to come closer to me. If you come closer, you said that there's no water, it's just totally dry. Only then you conclude that it was a mirage. You agree? How many agree with Anna and Alna? Resents? How many agree with both of them? Very good. To evaluate what you're seeing as water or mirage, you have to come closer. By the way, how many have seen mirage? Resents? How many have never seen mirage? Resents? How you have Okay, Chuswell, no, never seen mirage. Prosk, no mirage. Oh, Tatiana, no. Daria, that's interesting. In Russia, no mirage? Huh? In Russia, no mirage. In Russia, no road. Straight road. Straight road over there. Sun shines. Sun shines there. Straight road is there. You're bound to see mirage.
So it's not so hot to have this mirage on our roads.
Okay. Okay, this is the best thing would be the Russians. How many have seen mirage with hands? Okay, tell me, Sasha, where do you see the mirage? In Russia or outside Russia? In Russia, tell them.
And so and it's very hot, and on the road you can see a kind of spots of water, but
Yes,
there is no water on the road.
absolutely right. So these people, they're deceiving me.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay, those, okay, so those who have not seen mirage, you must check with others, those who have seen mirage. You check with them, and where do you see? Usually you that you can see on the road. When it's a little hot, and road is straight, and the car is driving a little fast, then from distance you see water there. This is not water, this is just mirage. You're getting it? Okay. And that I'm not too sure. It says that it may be true. It says that because in the text, some very standard text, you see mentioned that some wild animals, as the Sasha said, in the desert area, they're so thirsty, very hot in daytime, so thirsty, and from distance you see the mirage, and then they chase, they think that is water. They chase, they don't find any water. Okay. So what we said, what we have concluded, what we have agreed upon. What we agreed upon, according to what two of them said, Anna and Alna, what them said, is that to check what you see is that I'm in water, is that water or mirage, what do? You come closer to the place where you are seeing the water. Coming closer, you see it's perfectly dry. Then you conclude that what you earlier saw was a mirage, not real water. Okay, so likewise, to see if this flower exists objectively or not, you have to come closer to the object. Come closer to the object, and if the object is still there, which means the flower exists objectively, coming closer, if the object disappears, which means the flower is empty of objective reality. You getting it? Okay, so now our job is this in Russia? It's in Russia. So those people. Okay. Okay, good. So those who never seen the mirage, later you contact Sonamla, he'll show you mirage. Okay, good. So what did I say? When you see the flower as object real, how do we evaluate if the flower exists objectively or not? What should we do? Come closer to the object. Coming closer. So how do we know the flower is empty of object reality? Coming closer, if the flower disappears, which means it is empty of objective reality. Whereas if it doesn't disappear, it still remains, then the flower exists objectively. This is how we have to evaluate. So that mind which goes closer to the flower is known as what? That mind which goes closer to the object to see the object is known as ultimate analysis. Very good. Okay, what is that mind known as? The mind which stays from distance and looks at the object. What is that mind? Conventional analysis. And the mind which goes closer to the object to see, to look for the object is known as ultimate analysis. If the flower does exist objectively, it should be seen by which mind? If the flower does exist objectively, it should be seen by which mind? ultimate analysis. You're getting it? Whereas if the flower exists or not is decided by which mind? Conventional analysis. The flower exists objectively or not is decided by ultimate analysis. Let me repeat it. This is very important statement. Whether the flower exists or not is decided by which mind? Conventional analysis. Ultimate analysis cannot say anything. You're getting it? For example, like say, if you want to know how the brain works, don't check with Albert Einstein. You're getting it? Albert Einstein will not know anything about the workings of the neuroscience. Right? If you want to know how the brain works, go to Professor Eric Kandel. Professor Eric Kandel, he's a Nobel Prize winner, Nobel laureate in physiology, in medicine, 2004. Go to Professor Eric Kandel. But if you want to know about relativity theory, don't go to Professor Eric Kandel. Go to Einstein. You're getting it? So these are two different areas. Likewise, whether the flower exists or not versus flower exists objectively or not, these two are different things. Okay, let me repeat it. Whether the flower exists or not versus flower exists objectively or not, these two are different things. You're getting it? So, to see the flower exists or not, which mind will you use? Okay, similarness expert. Conventional analysis. To analyze if the mind exists objectively or not is decided by which mind? Ultimate analysis. Now we are checking if the flower exists objectively or not, which mind should be analyzed, which mind should we employ? Ultimate analysis. Okay, so which is that ultimate? What is that ultimate analysis? One goes closer to the object or one keeps distance from the object? Closer. Okay, now we go closer to the object. The flower, we go closer to the object to see if the flower exists objectively or not. You're getting it? Now, say if somebody tells me that you have taken my key, and my key is in your hand. My key is in your hand right now, in your hand. How many hands I have? 2 hands. There are only 2 hands. If the statement is correct, I have only 2 hands. There are only 2 possibilities that the claim should be correct. For the claim to be correct, there are only 2 possibilities. Either the key should be in my right hand or in my left hand. Okay, now I open the first hand. It's empty. It may be in the second hand. I open the second hand. It's empty. What does it indicate? It indicates that the claim that the key is in my hand is wrong. So the conclusion is the key is not in my hand. The key is empty or being in my hand. You getting it? There are only 2 options. You agree? Okay. Likewise, if the flower exists objectively, there are only 2 options. There are only 2 possibilities for the flower to possibly exist as object real. There are only 2 possibilities. Okay. Say, somebody say that Dasala and Chandela say in the house there are only 2 of them. Pemiyangchen and Kayatnishdama, 2 of them are there. Only 2 of them in the house. And somebody says that a mafia gang, a mafia leader you are keeping the mafia leader in your house. Right? 2 of you are keeping mafia leader in the house. So how many people are there? Other than the 2 of them? Only 2. Except other than 2 of them. This Dasala and Tinshudara, there are 2. Who are they? Who are they? Kayatnishdama and Pemiyangchen. Only 2 of them are there. If there's a mafia gang mastermind there, either Kai should be the one or Kai is not. Kai is an amazing girl. And Kai is an amazing girl, she'll sing a beautiful song today. Right? And then we have the mic lady. My lady, she's also not, she's very young, both of them very young. So there are only 2 people. You're getting it? There are only 2 people. There are only 2 people. So therefore, so when you say, is this one, there are only two little girls are there, is this the mafia person? You say no, which means that the mafia person being in your house is empty. It's not true. You getting it? Likewise, if the flower does exist objectively, there are only two possibilities for the flower to exist. And if the two possibilities are ruled out, if the two possibilities are rejected, it means that the flower being objectively real is not true. You getting it? Okay. How many of you say got it 40%? 40% or more? Okay. So how many of you did not get 40% or more? Resents? Okay, don't worry. Okay, now let me go deeper. Let's say first, how many understood this? If what I said, I'm saying, if the flower exists objectively, there are only two possibilities for the flower to exist objectively. How many understood it? Resents. And how this come later? He said that if the flower exists objectively, there are only two possibilities. Can you say that? Say it. What did I say? Jingme. Reason, tell me. If the flower exists objectively, there are only two ways for the flower to exist objectively. Very good. Thank you, Rinzala. Thank you. Okay. How many give it, Rinzala? This is what I said. Good, you heard it. The next, what are the two options? What are the two possibilities for the flower to exist objectively? Say, so for that, you have to go closer to the object. Going closer to the object, which mind goes closer? Your naked eyes or the electron microscope? Electron microscope. With the electron microscope, what you see is that, okay, this you must get it from Sonoma is there, from Gan Hell, or this Rabbi is there. They can help you to get it. The NASA companies, or otherwise you can also Google search it. The powers of 10. Just Google search, write it. The powers of 10. You must check it. The powers of 10. And if you want to get the precisely what the one that I appreciated, you have to check it with Sonamla or Rabianla. And you go that there are many of them. I would suggest you to look at all the different options, not just this is what he recommended. No. That must be seen alongside you also watch the others so that your understanding will be better. Okay. So what we said is that if the flower does this objectively, then if you decided by the ultimate analysis. What is ultimate analysis? The mind which go closer to the object. Which is that mind? Naked eyes or the electron microscope? Electron microscope. Okay, now let's see that otherwise this flower is so beautiful. You use the electron microscope, and you see that first, which otherwise seen as so beautiful texture, color, combination, so forth, you first start to see like the dry clay with the cracks. What are these cracks? These cracks are the cell membranes. Then through further fine-tuning the electron microscope, you see the nucleus. Start to see the cells with nucleus at the center with the cytoplasm liquid around it. At the nucleus inside, through further fine-tuning it, you see that there are chromosomes. And the chromosomes, what I learned when I was in school, it was like eggs, right? A symbol X. But the reality is very different. It's like a striped, brownish striped, snake-like structure. Quite, you see this, it's quite repulsive. Repulsive. It's not that beautiful X. It's very repulsive structure. Then through further fine-tuning this, you start to see the DNA molecules. Through further fine-tuning tuning electron microscope, you start to see the atoms. Okay, for the time being, say with the physics, atoms, then the nucleus of the atoms, combination of the protons and neutrons, even the electrons, nobody has seen. Meaning, keeping aside the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the scientists, right, pure scientists, they don't see that. It's only through pure calculation, mathematical calculation, that they conjecture the electron is like this size, it revolves around this and so forth. This is through pure mathematical calculation. Okay. Atoms, it says that they see the atom. Okay. So let's stop there at the atoms, on the atomic level. On the atomic level, you just see the pool of atoms. Where's the flower? Now you have to come too close to the object. Where's the flower? You don't see the flower. You're getting the flower disappears. For example, the painting of Mona Lisa. Painting of Mona Lisa is a very beautiful painting, particularly for people like, who is that, Pankaj? Yes, Pankajji and here in Chandela. For them, the Mona Lisa painting is just amazing, right? For many of you, my painting is better than Mona Lisa's painting, Mona Lisa. For many of you, right? I also paint. Not nowadays, but have good hands. Okay, and for many of you, my painting may be more beautiful than Mona Lisa. But for those experts, Mona Lisa painting, there's no comparison with my painting, no comparison with the Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa is so way more sophisticated. Mine was just nothing. So but Mona Lisa painting, the more you go into the atomic level, you will not see the Mona Lisa painting. Mona Lisa painting makes no sense. How many agree with me? Raise hands. Good. Very good. And even the boys and girls, we talk about the boys and girls, gender, you go on the atomic level, the gender dissolves. Raise hands. It's very scary. Gender dissolves. And age, young, old, go on the atomic level, age dissolves. Raise your hands. Yes. Think about this more. How many thought about it? Yesterday after the class, you thought about it yesterday? Yes, thought about it. It's quite scary, quite eerie. Quite like this. Okay, if it does happen, very fortunate. Okay, so now you've come too close to the object, just the atoms. Now there are only two possibilities. If the flower does exist objectively, from the object if the flower exists, either the atom should be the flower. Either the atoms should be the flower, this one possibility. Or remove the atoms to see if the flower exists objectively. For example, like say a small rat. A small rat, and then say the rat covered with this paper. The paper is not red. But if you doubt that there's a rat beneath that, then remove the paper. Then the rat should be there as separate from the paper. You're getting it? So remove the atoms and they should be the flower separate from the atoms. This is another possibility. Either the atoms should be the flower or separate from the atoms. Different from the atoms should be the flower. They should be the flower. These are the only two possibilities. Okay, to how many of you it makes some sense? Raise hands. If the flower does exist object, from the object, if the flower exists, let's say that if Michael Jackson is in your house, where your house has only two girls, these two little girls are there. If the Michael Jackson is in your house, either Kai should be the Michael Jackson or Pema Yangchen should be the Michael Jackson. You agree? If Michael Jackson is in your house, and of course you are not one, right? And these two girls are there in your house. So if Michael Jackson is in your house, it should be either Pema Yangchen or Kai. You agree? Raise hands. How many understand 40% above? With Michael Jackson example. 40% above. If you don't understand 40%, then no hope, emptiness. Right? For the time being, recite mantra or mani padme hum. Accumulate merit. Right? If you understand this, there's a chance. How many understood this? If in your house there are only two little girls, and somebody says that Michael Jackson is in your house, then if it is true, then either there are only two possibilities. What are two possibilities? Either Gayatri Dhamma should be Michael Jackson or Pariyanja should be Michael Jackson. And both are not true, which means Michael Jackson is empty in your house. You understood it? Understood it? 40% more, raise hands. Good, I'm glad. Okay, there's little hope. Okay, you can get emptiness, I'm glad. Okay, so likewise, if the flower does exist, okay, if the flower does exist objectively, you're getting it? Say, if the flower does exist objectively, okay, this is flower. If it exists objectively, now you're looking at it through electron microscope, and you see a pool of atoms. Okay, here, where I'm holding the flower. So if you if the flower exists objectively, then you come closer to the object, you should be able to see the flower. What do you see now? You're seeing the pool of atoms. You're getting it? So, if the flower exists objectively, okay, you come too close to the flower with the electron microscope, and let's say that our Dimitri, from distance, he's also looking at the flower, and you're looking at the flower through electron microscope, and Dimitri is looking at the flower through naked eyes from distance, and you're looking at it through electron microscope. If the flower exists objectively, who should be able to see that? Dimitri or you? Who? Okay, let me say once more. Okay. Perhaps your brain it hangs. Right. So when I was in IBD, first year, IBD debate so fast, and then my brain hangs, right? I couldn't say yes, no. It blank. It remains blank. Okay. I hope your brain does not hang. Okay. Let me check if your brain hangs or not. Okay, let's say. What is this? Oh, good. Okay. Good. That's good. Very good. Okay, very good. Very good. You know why I'm saying this? Very good. You know why I'm saying this? My teacher, Venerable Geshe, who is a world-renowned logician, philosopher, psychologist, brilliant. Everywhere you go, everywhere, just mention his name, everybody knows him. With so much respect and awe. And his nephew, who was also his attendant, his nephew was studying. And in the exam, the nephew scored 4 out of 100. 4 out of 100. And his uncle is world-renowned. And the nephew felt so embarrassed. Now, how should I go to my uncle? He's an attendant. How should I go to my uncle? I'm bringing so much embarrassment. He will scold me. He will shout at me. I'm just forced. And then my uncle, everybody knows him. And I just got 4 out of 100. Kinyamala, the Sujay headmaster here, 4 out of 100 is good or bad? It's not good, right? Okay, so the nephew is so scared. Why I'm sharing this? Pyle, why I'm sharing this? You remember? I said, very good. When somebody said, you said flower. I said, very good. You're getting it? I'm relating the story. So, and then it was time for lunch. The result was declared. The nephew got 4. Already declared, and he did not dare to go to meet his uncle, because uncle would be very upset and sad, and he's bringing such embarrassment to the uncle. So he did not dare to go there. But during the lunchtime, he had to go to offer lunch to his uncle. So he went there, and the uncle was sitting on the bed, and the uncle asked, did you get a result? And he said, yes, sir. How much did you get? He said, 4 out of 100. And the uncle said, very good. Very good. Right? Very good. And he was so happy. Why my uncle saying very good, very good, very good? Why is he so happy? Because what uncle was expecting 0. Right? Uncle was expecting his nephew to score 0. He's got at least 4. This is amazing. So uncle was so happy. Yes. So when you say this is flower, I'm very happy. What is this? You said it's flower. I'm so happy. Okay. Okay, now can we go? Can we go now? Can we go? Okay. So this is flower. Okay, this flower, right? And you're looking at this flower through electron microscope, and Dimitri is looking at the flower through naked eyes from distance. If the flower exists objectively, which of the two minds should be seeing that? Your mind or Dimitri's mind? Okay, so it should be seen by Dimitri's mind. Raise hand. Dimitri's mind. Okay, look at these people. Look at these people. Hey, look at these people. Raise hands. If the flower exists objectively, which of the two minds should be able to see this? Dimitri's mind or your mind? Okay, your mind, raise hands. Your mind, raise hands. Okay, at least, like my teacher. He's expecting 0 and there's 4. That's good. Okay, Dimitri's mind is 0. Okay, raise hands who said Dimitri's mind. Raise hands. Jigme and our diamond. Okay, and Chispel and Maxine. Okay, so if a flower exists objectively, which mind decides? Ultimate analysis, conventional analysis. Ultimate analysis. Which of the two mind is ultimate analysis? Electron microscope or Dimitri's mind? Electron microscope. You're getting it? So if the flower does exist subjectively, it should be seen by the you whose mind is ultimate analysis. Should be able to see that. And what are you seeing now? You are seeing pool of atoms. Flower? No flower. You're getting like gender, age, you go to atomic level, age difference dissolved. You're getting it? You're just seeing the atoms. So if the flower still exists objectively, then the atoms should be the flower. You agree? If the flower still exists objectively, then the atoms should be the flower. If not, remove the atoms to see if the flower exists objectively. Different from remove the atoms, still there should be a flower exists objectively. If it does exist objectively, these are the only two options. Yes? Yes? Very good. Okay. So that way, when you see that, the atoms, are they the flower? Atoms are not the flower. How not? How not? Why not? Prosk? Hey, our mic lady. Prosk, raise hand, raise hand.
Атомный не цветок, потому что у атомов нет свойств цветка. Цветок красивый, вкусно пахнет, а атомы не обладают этими свойствами, мы их не находим.
Atoms are not flower because atoms have no characteristics of a flower. For example, a flower has characteristics such as it is beautiful, it smells nicely, and so forth. But atoms do not possess such characteristics.
How many agree with Prosk? Raise hands. If the atoms are the flower, then the flower has these attributes like the color combination, beautiful to look at, is appealing, and it pulls my mind. But the atoms, they are not beautiful, color combination is not there, it does not pull my mind, so it does not have the characteristics of the flower. So the atoms are not the flower. So, okay, good. Now if the atoms are not the flower, remove the atoms to see if the flower still exists objectively as different from the atoms. Remove the atoms, what happens? Remove the atoms, what happens? Nothing, it's just empty, nothing's left. So, atoms or no atoms, these are two only possibilities if the flower does exist objectively, and both are not true. Atoms do not flower, remove the atoms, there's no flower different from the atoms. Both the possibilities are ruled out. Raise hands. Okay, now just still stay in this electron microscope and ask yourself, where is the flower? What's the answer? Objectively, where's the flower? What's the answer? No, objectively there's no flower. You getting it? So, if you succeed in this meditation, you don't have to believe in somebody. You don't have to have a blind faith in somebody. Just do this analysis, and at a certain point in time, you get a tinge of fear. This is the indication that you're getting somewhere into emptiness. You're getting it? You're getting somewhere into emptiness. Okay. Now, having said this, so the first essential of, hey, what are the four essentials? Essential identity from the object negation. That is, that what is to understand the emptiness, what we need to understand is what we need to identify as object negation is objective existence is to be identified. So what is objective existence? Something existing independent of your mind, as from the object, not from the subject. Now we check it. To check it, what is the second essential? Essential of the pervasion. Essential of understanding the, what is the number 2? Essential number 2? Choose some. Okay, how many agree with Chunzumla? Essential of understanding the pervasion. Very good. Which means, pervasion means, say, if the flower exists objectively, if there's objective existence, it should pervade in two possibilities. Pervasion. It should pervade in two possibilities. For example, let's say that the air, if the poison is in the air, it pervades all of us, right? So all of us will be infected. You agree? Pervades, spreads across. So likewise, if there is objective existence, it pervades, meaning that the objective existence, if there's objective existence, it has only two possibilities. It pervades through the two possibilities. What are the two possibilities? That the atom should be flower, or different from the atom should be flower. These are the two possibilities. So objective existence should pervade to these two possibilities. Okay, how many of you get some understanding, like 30 or 40%, that yes, if the flower does exist objectively, it should be either the atoms or the different from the atoms. These are only two possible. Raise your hands. Say like 30% or more, 40% more. If you understood this, raise your hands. Very good. So if you understood this, this is the understand. This is second essential. You've understood the second essential. Now, what is the third essential? What is the third essential? Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically one with its parts. Emptiness of the objects being. Object here is what? What is the object? The flower. Very good. Objects being intrinsically. Intrinsically meaning objectively. From the object. From the object, the flower should be one with its parts. What are the parts? What are the parts in this case? Pangaji? Atoms. Very good. The flower, what you see is the atoms, and the atoms as the parts, and the flower should be one, which means that atoms should be the flower. If atoms should be the flower. But if you know that atoms are not the flower, you understood the atoms are not. Not means empty. Atoms are not the flower. Atoms are empty of being the flower. Intrinsically meaning from the object, atoms are empty of being the flower, not the flower. How many understood this? Okay, let me repeat it. That, what is the third essential? Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically one. Okay, if the flower and the parts, what are the parts? Atoms. If these were intrinsically one means, objectively, these two should be one. One meaning, atoms should be flower. Atoms are they the flower? Atoms are they the flower? Hey, the girl there, what's your name? Isis. Atoms are they flower? They're not flower. They're not flower. So, intrinsically meaning from the object, what you see is the atoms, and the atoms and the flower, they should be one. One meaning the atoms should be the flower. Atoms are they flower? If you say no, means you understood the third essential. Essential understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically one with its parts. Okay, now what is the fourth? Essential understanding emptiness of the objects being intrinsically different from its parts. Different meaning? Different from the parts meaning? Remove the parts and see if still they remain the objective flower. Remove the atoms. Do you see the flower left there? Nothing. If you understood this, or Priya, you understood it? If you remove the atoms, flower still left or not left? Okay, for example, say the Priya's body and mind, if these two are removed, right? Okay, Priya, show me something. Whatever you have. What is this? Pen. Okay, pen, we remove the cap. Cap can be removed. Okay, good. So just imagine the cap and the pen has the, refill inside and the body. So you separate them, and the cap is the pen. Cap is the pen. This not. Okay, remove it. Okay. Now the nib is it a pen? No, remove it. Then the refill is it a pen? No, remove it. Then just the body is left. Is it a pen? No, remove it. Now remove all these parts. Is there a separate pen? No separate pen. Okay, if you understood this, you've understood the fourth essential. What is the fourth essential? Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically different from the atoms, different from the parts. You getting it? You've understood this. Okay, so if you understood this, you've understood the four essentials. Now, in the group discussion, what I would say is that the group leaders, it is a test for you. It is a test for you. Make sure that the group members, right? You try to explain them, let them ask questions to you, and then the group leaders don't make the faces of your members frown. Let them smile. You're getting it? If they frown, which means they're not understanding what you're saying, right? And you study this, and you have some idea what it is, but you cannot convey this. You're getting it? So it's a test for you, not for others, right? Okay, so the group leaders just make sure that first you explain these things well, let others, by rotation, let others, give chance to others to explain the first essential, the second essential, third essential, fourth essential. And if somebody is not, explanation is not complete, you try to complete it, and then give chance to the second person, next. So this is we need opportunity. It is only through getting opportunity that everybody will understand it. If one does not get the opportunity, nobody will understand it. However brilliant you are, you will not understand it if you don't get the opportunity. It's a matter of opportunity. So everybody must get opportunity. And if you, so Ladakh young boys and girls and others also, check with Geshe. Just ask him, this much of understanding, the information that I'm giving you the last 3 days in the monastery universities, how long does it take to convey this information? Just check with Geshe. You're getting it? Okay, so you have to check it. Ask Geshe. You're getting it? Once there was our uncle and the niece, and I was explaining about this emptiness to this niece, and the uncle was so amazed. And the uncle separately telling the niece that where is the foundation? So in the monastery universities, they say color, the white is a color, right? 1 week. 1 week. Color, the white, is it color or not? Just this debate, forget about emptiness. This will just take 1 week. You have to study this for 1 week. You're getting it? And you're studying emptiness. So how many weeks we studied? How many months we studied? Emptiness? 6 months. 4 months. 4 days, right? So tell Geshe not to disclose the secret to IBD students. They'll be envious. They study for how many years? 16 years. Right? They study 16 years. It's not 16 days. Right? How many 16 days? You? Okay, good. Now the conclusion. Conclusion, just write it. Write the conclusion. Write the conclusion. Right? Write the conclusion. Therefore, after understanding four essentials, therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Okay, you can ask me to repeat, I'll repeat it. Don't ask me to explain it. Right? You ask me to repeat, I'll repeat it. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Okay, Laksh, what did I say?
Emptiness of the objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object.
No, he's just tricking me. He says just something objective to objective, the objective, right? Okay, say it once more. Laksh. Hey, the Mike, Laksh, raise hand, Laksh, raise hand. Louder so everybody will witness.
Emptiness of the objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object.
Perfect, very good. Thank you. Very good, amazing. Okay, now, don't ask me to explain this. You getting it? If I explain this, then your eyes will shut down completely. Okay. And anybody who gets a clue of this, real, just not the dry words. Anybody who gets a clue of this, gets some sense, there's nothing can stop you from having an incredibly great sense of awe and wonder. Wow. Yes, Matya. Mike.
Geshe, can we say that this conclusion equals the ultimate reality?
So therefore, emptiness of the object is the objectivity of the object. That objectivity of the object and ultimate reality, these two are synonymous.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. Okay, Yelena, raise hand.
Гешела, у меня вопрос. Можно ли сказать, что объективное существование объекта есть субъективное существование объекта?
Venerable Geshe, I have a question. Whether we can say that the objectivity of the emptiness of the objectivity of the object is the subjectivity of the object?
Okay. The answer is
Geshe, Geshe, I'm sorry, I interpreted wrong. Okay, Yelena, listen if it's correct. Can we say that objective existence of the object or objectivity of the object is subjectivity of the object or subjective existence of the object?
Okay. Objectivity of the object, does it equals the subjectivity of the object? Answer is no. Answer is no. Answer is no, but you'll not understand it. Therefore, I've said I'm not going to explain it. Mike. Wait.
Why no?
Because it's no.
We know Prasangika says that all exist subjectivity.
It's subjective, yes.
This is my reason. Why no?
Because it's no.
What is it, ultimate reality?
Emptiness of objective to the object is objective to the object.
This is same, no?
This is not same.
I don't understand. Maybe I'm Chittamatra now.
Okay, Yelena, study more. I can see that you are going in the right direction, but you are at the moment like somebody getting into the house at the threshold. Study more. You're getting somewhere. So it gets very tricky. It is like you are sitting on the ball. Get into or side or backward, not sure. I can see that you are on that ball. You're getting it? Study more. Have a little patience. Study more. You'll get it. Okay. Any more questions? Any more questions? Okay. Here.
Я вот как бы мало освоила, сразу скажу. И для того, чтобы дополнительно изучать уже после ретрита, какую литературу нужно читать правильно, чтобы не уйти не туда?
Venerable Geshe, I will say honestly that I could not grasp the full picture, and I have a question that after this retreat concludes, what kind of literature or what kind of books should I read to get a better understanding?
Okay, so your name? Chugel. Okay, what Chugel said, this is very true, and if there is anybody who feels a little lost and who feels little, I would say that little demoralized and do not get anything, I would say don't worry, it's just 3-4 days. You getting it? Don't worry. So this is just like a movie trailer. It's not movie. It's a movie trailer. You getting it? And but what you said is, how do I follow that up? What kind of other books to read? So the best thing would be do a systematic study, do a systematic course in emptiness. This is very important, number one. Number two is, I would suggest you to read His Holiness the Dalai Lama's book, How to See Yourself as You Really Are. Don't read different books. They can take you haywire. You getting it? So read His Holiness the Dalai Lama's book, How to See Yourself as You Really Are. Is it in Russian? Okay. It's not. Okay. So then I would say this book must be translated into Russian. It must be translated. So we have to see how to make it possible. This book is so precious. And then I would say that but any material that you read, it must be very standard ones. Simply because it's a book doesn't mean book on emptiness, doesn't mean it's standard. There are many wrong books. There are many books which actually contents are wrong. You getting it? Sometimes people come with a book. And they ask me, Geshe, please write a foreword to this. What do you do now? I know there are so many mistakes in this. And they themselves are, like professors and so forth. If I say no, it's discouraging them. If I say yes, there are so mistakes, I'm endorsing those mistakes. What do you do? So therefore, simply because this book doesn't mean anything, you read the standard books. Use standard books. And the best thing would be to go for a systematic studies. Have a little bit of patience. And I would say that the Russian here, because of the Julia, the Nalanda Institute in Russia, Julia, and then we have Tenzin and Chechenbai, now two of them, and then Alexei, two of them now taking charge. Earlier, Ben was also there. You are very fortunate. There is some systematic studies happening in your language. Very, very fortunate. We should be extremely grateful to Tenzin for triggering all these things, and then being supported by Julia, Nalanda, and Alexei, and the Tatiana, and now we have Dr. Julia also, the joining. So you are very fortunate, extremely fortunate. There should be some systematic studies happening, and then later on you can read the most sophisticated books like Adi Nagarjuna's book, Acharya Chandravarti's book, you can read those things. Yes. Okay, good. More questions? Anyone? Okay, the Laksh, raise your hand. Laksh, raise your hand. Higher, so this girl can see you.
Geshe, just trying to understand the nuance of emptiness better. I think just taking an example of an house, you go look deeper into the house and you see bricks that it's made out of bricks that a carpenter laid a certain way. Similarly, like the flower, for an example that you took, although the flower wouldn't, the characteristics of a flower are not the same as the atoms, but it's the atoms coming together in a certain way that made up the flower. So just trying to understand the concept of like emptiness here better, or what's really empty here, given that it's just everything coming together.
Okay, so what Laksh is saying is very interesting thing. Okay, what Laksh is saying, I'm sure that many of you will agree with Laksh. What Laksh is saying is that, for example, say a car, let me shift it from the flower to the car. The car, the wheel, the steering, the bonnet, and the inside the engine, each of the parts of the engine, none of these is a car. But put them together in a particular configuration, then it assumes a special configuration. That special configuration is a car. What's the problem with this? This is a very strong argument, very strong, very good question. How many agree with this? None of these parts is the car. Laksh says, I agree with this. And none of the atom is the flower. I agree with this. But the atoms, put them together in a special configuration, then it becomes a flower. What's the problem? So that is the intrinsic flower. That is objective flower. You getting it? Okay, anyone who likes to respond to this. Okay, is this question, Laksh? Okay, very good. So Mathia is going to give the answer. Make sure that Laksh is happy. Don't look at me. I say Mathia.
So I think, when I think of a car, I think of an image of freedom that brings me to A to B, and something that maybe, I'm attached to because it's a very nice car and it's my car, right? But if I think about the wires, or if I think about, the dirt that is in the car, or the different elements that compose the car, then that image dissolves. So it is not freedom anymore. I'm not attached to it anymore.
But Laksh is saying that I'm not attached to individual parts. I know this is what Laksh is saying. Yeah. Put them together, then the special configuration is formed. That is what I'm attached to. That is a car. Okay, anyone. Okay, Maxim is here. Maxim is here, then Simran next.
Geshe, я думаю, тут подойдет еще аналогия с куском глины, из которой можно вылепить чашку, смять ее, вылепить цветок, опять смять ее, вылепить еще что-то, потом ее смять, растереть в порошок, в пыль и развеять. То есть где в этой пыли вот эти вещи, которые были?
Venerable Geshe, I think we can also use such an analogy of a clay. For example, a piece of clay. From this piece of clay, we can construct a flower, then we can smash it back and make a cup, then we can smash it back again, then dry it out, and then it will be only dust. And when only dust remains, how can we talk about a flower or a cup and so forth?
Okay, so Laksh, I'm sure Laksh would say that the gold make it the form of the shape of a demon, it becomes a demon's statue. and dismantle it, make it a Buddha shape is a Buddha statue. You're getting it? So when the shape is given, then it becomes, when the shape is given, when all the atoms are put together in the shape of flower, then there is a flower. You're getting it? When you dismantle it, it's fine. Flower is gone. We know that. This is what Lakshya is saying, right? But when the shape is given, there's special configuration. That is the intrinsic flower. That is intrinsic flower. How you reject it. Okay, next Simran. Okay.
So I agree, yes, the atoms arranged in a specific fashion form a different product. It can be a flower, a car, or whatever. But then that exists in conventional reality. And we are not refuting that. But if we are refuting the idea that it is existing objectively, and when we go deeper into checking that, which is an ultimate analysis, then we see everything is just same. It's a pool of atoms. So yes, arranged in a specific fashion, they exist, but they exist subjectively, not objectively.
So what Laksh would say is that when the ultimate analysis, the pool of atoms arranged in different forms. In one special way, it is a flower. In another way, a rotten flower.
No, but that special arrangement is also you're looking at from a distance. But if you zoom in,
microscope.
Even if you zoom in, then you're just like zooming into atoms only, and then you can't see that special arrangement.
You cannot see that.
No.
What do you see?
Then you go into the chromosomes and all the nucleus and electrons and protons and other subatomic particles. Like electrons, protons, and even further beyond.
So this combination, that is the atom again.
Yeah, so you keep going into further.
Simran's smart. She's not looking like, she's looking at me. She knows that I'm not more sympathetic. Okay. Dr. Pinzola. Dr. Pinzola, raise your hand. This girl can see you. Yes.
Hello. Yeah. I'll try. The cars are made of different parts. So we learned that there are three arisings. One is like cause and effect. Another is parts and whole. Another is mentally designated. So this answer should come from mentally designated. So you cannot make a car and run into the sea. Okay. So it's a mental projection.
Okay, so what Laksh is saying, Dr. Pinzola talked about the three levels of dependent origination. We do not touch it. So we'll try to touch it tomorrow. Somebody going to remind me, raise hands? The three levels of dependent origination which Dr. Pinzola touched. So we have Bhumika ji. Anyone else quick to remind me? Okay, Joshua, two of them would be good enough to remind me. Okay, the three levels of dependent origination. So now of the three, one is known as mental imputation. What Laksh is saying is that these atoms, put them together in a special configuration without labeling, without mental imputing, that configuration itself, objectively, that is a flower. How do you reject it? Okay, this is, okay, so we have Professor Venpati Josila. Yeah. NMC1. Okay, now I know Professor Tinzivasala is a little nervous. NMC1, people expect a lot.
Geshe, I would like to support Simran.
Yes.
So I'll give an example. Recently I was in Bhutan and there was a Buddha statue which was really large. So even at the convention analysis level, when you're somewhere between far enough away to see it as a Buddha statue and close enough to go into ultimate analysis, even at that level, it may not necessarily be a Buddha statue. And then say, for example, if this Buddha statue is made from bricks, as Daksh gave the example, so then if we go into ultimate analysis of the collection, we do not find any of the bricks to be the Buddha statue, right? So at that level, the Buddha statue disappears. But then, as Simran was saying, because the Buddha statue was so large and we as human beings were so small, even at the conventional analysis level, if I didn't go into ultimate analysis, but I stood at a certain level, like you may just see the nose of the Buddha or some part of it that is not the whole Buddha. And that also, I would say, is therefore the collection is not the whole, the Buddha in the sense, objectively speaking.
Laksh happy? Not happy. So what Laksh will say is that, yeah, I know that going to the Buddha's hands, this is not Buddha. Paths, this is not Buddha. I know that. But put them together in a special configuration, that is Buddha, right, Laksh? That is Buddha. So, okay. So, anyone else who likes to... Okay, Karina. Yes, Karina.
Ну, я сомневаюсь, что я прям дам ответ. Ань, ты переведи сразу, пожалуйста.
I'm able to give an answer.
I will try to explain. I have an maybe I think that I have an answer, and I have a question also. I will speak in Russian, okay? Мне кажется, что, ну, отвечая вот на вопрос Лакшми, да, как-то так его зовут, я могу предположить следующее. Значит, вот машина, there is a car, но ну, вот в настоящее время, наверное, большинство людей в мире знают, как выглядит машина, но, возможно, еще где-то есть люди, которые, какие-то аборигены, может быть, для которых машина – это просто, ну, какой-то объект. И так, по большому счету, как я понимаю, можно сказать про все. Я потом еще продолжу. Переведешь?
Hello?
Yes.
This is just the first part of an answer for me to translate. So, for example, in our present-day world, we all know what a car means. Yeah, we all know what is a car. But let's say there are some, like in the far, far away islands, there are some people who don't know the concept of a car. They don't know. For them, such thing as a car is just some kind of an object. Then she needs to continue.
Yes.
Поэтому машины как таковой не существует, есть просто какой-то объект. Но у меня здесь возникает вопрос, почему на относительном уровне мы, ну, то есть мы всегда договариваемся о том, что вещи такие, какие они есть на относительном уровне. Но я не очень понимаю, почему мы все видим одинаково. Даже если, например, не все в виде машины понимают, что это машина, но мы все видим один и тот же предмет. Там, например, красная какая-то штука с колесами. Даже, ну, то есть кто-то может объяснить, знает, что это машина, но есть, допустим, маленький ребенок, вот, не обязательно ходить в острова, какой-нибудь маленький ребенок, он просто видит объект, ну, что-то видит, и он не может идентифицировать это как машину, но при этом и он, и я, и мы все видим одно и то же. Вот это я понять не могу. Почему на относительном уровне видим, ну, одни и те же проявления?
Then continue. It's more like not an answer, but it is a question. And so my question is that why on the conventional level we all agree that this is a car, this is like, I don't know, a red ball. So, and why even on the conventional level we all see the same object, and we don't even need to think about like faraway islands or something like that. We can just take an example of a small baby, of a little baby. A little baby does not know the concept of a car. Little baby just sees some kind of an object, but I still cannot reconcile why even on the conventional level we all agree that, let's say, like, oh, this is like a blue pen, or this is a car. This is my question, which I cannot understand.
This is okay, so before we jump to Laksh, his question, so what Karina is saying, for example, let's say, what is this? We all say this is a table. We'll all agree that this is a table. What makes us agree that this is a table? What is there that makes us to agree that this is a table? previous conventions. Okay, so this is a very, if you really understand it, convention is purely the mind. We learned before, subjective, conventional, dependent, deceptive, relative, they all mean the same. So therefore, and this what Karina's what she asks is very important. And if you go in this direction gradually, you see that convention, nothing from the object will come to us. Now the challenging part is the next question. This is a very challenging part. Okay, let us listen to Andrew.
Okay, I don't think I have a complete answer, but I'll try. With the car being the special configuration of all its parts, I would then say, so if I start taking parts away, I take away the steering wheel, is it still a car? Yes. If I take away the wheels off the car, is it still a car? Well, it's maybe not a functioning car, but it is a car. You'd still say, yes, I see a car. I take the engine out. I've seen cars in the junkyard with no engine. I still say that's a car. So at what point do I stop to say it's no longer a car? And that solely depends on my mind deciding.
Okay, Laksh, what do you think? Did you understand what Andrew said? Okay, say, at what point do you say that there is no car, and then the next point, there's a car? What's the demarcating line? You remove one part at a time, is a car, second part out is a car, and at what point, special configuration. So that when you, okay, simply put, you remove a screw from the car. The special configuration is removed or not? A special configuration, what you call as a car, is it removed or not? If you say the special configuration means intact, one screw is removed. Now, what was earlier was not there anymore. So that way, you keep removing one by one, and then would you say that, at one point you would have said that now the car disappears. So from this, you cannot pinpoint to any such point where you can say that from this point there's no car, from this point the car comes. You cannot say that. So whereas car is purely from the object, you cannot demarcate. But from the mind, yes, you can demarcate. This is subjective. Okay, this is what Andrew said. You are happy, not happy?
Happy. Well, the answer I'm trying to look out for is how do I find the emptiness in the car? And
say it again.
I'm just trying to get a sense of, or just understand how do I find the emptiness in the car. So I understand, like the parts make up the car. The nature of the parts are different, and taking parts out, like the car wouldn't be there, but I still appreciate the car.
Okay, so in fact, what Laksh said, this very likely this is a very serious question, because this is a serious question which was not dealt with directly by Arya Nagarjuna after about almost 2,000 years later. Acharya Chandrakirti came. Then he added this point. What Laksh said, Acharya Chandrakirti knew that after 1,300 years there's going to be a boy by the name Laksh coming. Then Acharya Chandrakirti added this point, rejecting the special configuration of the cart, or the vehicle of the cart as the vehicle. He already rejected in his book, Madhyama Avatara. He rejected it because for you. He knows that he was coming, you are coming. Okay, so this is a very serious question. Let's discuss this more. I will also bring this up. Okay, last, the Chetan. Raise hand, Chetan. Okay, so then the others, I know there are the very good questions coming up. Chetan, let's see. Chetan, your question or answer? Yes.
I would like to take this discussion in a different direction by considering the example of the table that you just mentioned. also like to highlight the aspect of functionality also associated to an object. So let's say if we have a table, it's a summation of its parts, union of its parts, which Lakshya was trying to point at. But also from the perspective of functionality, let's say if you put your book on the table, then it's a table. But if I sit on the table, it might no longer be table from my perspective or somebody else's perspective. Then it can be a bench. If I lie down and sleep on it, it might become a bed. So that way, even though it's a summation of the parts, still a union of the parts, it still subjectively no longer remains a table.
Okay, so Lakshya is smart. He would say that this is bed come table come chair.
I don't know if then we can counter that.
Okay.
Then it can be a universal object.
He will say that, right? Because there is a bed come sofa. Yes, bed come sofa is there. So he will say, he's smart. He'll say bed come, chair come, what? Bed come, chair come, table. Okay. Okay, what Chetan said, it does make sense, but he needs Acharya Chandrakriti. Lakshya needs Acharya Chandrakriti. Okay, good. Okay, now let us, before we close this up, we'll invite this girl, and the Pamela, you would like to join Kaya to sing a song? Yes, he will. Yeah. Okay, Kaya, what is the song that you're singing? Okay, the song which, who sang that originally? The song Okay, there was a song in honor of His Holiness the Dalai Lama for the 90th birth anniversary. Okay, actually, she sang here. She sang here before you came for the children's retreat. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, then come, sit here. Sit next to us. Dalai. Tambo. Dalai. Oh, louder. Yeah. Ta ta wan. Xie ta la. Yenda.
Sair pepe la se la motendo kang jong so mei ne la ding ya sa kwe song kang jong la mi yong ki ji we zu tu pu ne kung lo shi na xie tu se ti nga se ze som gong sa la mi nam ten gyap quên tên sinh gyat so cùng lô cục chu phê ba cả về chơi yang bùi lô cùng trong chơi đôi sen chế phê kỳ dê kiến chế tê phê mi tê tu tên tu si tim lek je nang song se men si we lam la u me lam ten se ju ke lue ka gong tu pa che ki che yang pui lo gong sa la mi na thêm kiếp quên tên sinh ra thô cùng lô cuộc chúa phê ba cả về chơi yang bự lô bông sa làm mi nam thêm kiếp quên tên sinh ra thô cùng lô cuộc chúa phê ba cả về chơi yang bự lô cùng lô cuộc chúa phê ba cả về chơi yang bự lô cả về chơi yang bự lô.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Kaithishimla, thank you. And in fact, recently, when the children's retreat was over, and her mother and dad, Dasana and the Tinshundala, both of them worked so hard for these months and months and months, worked so hard, and finally after the retreat finished, then the mother became sick. And then this little girl, Kaithishimla, she served her green tea and snacks, served it, and then offered this song to the mother. When the mother was lying in the bed, she offered this song to the mother. So beautiful. And I was very apprehensive whether this same girl will do the same thing if she went to a different school. So she learned so many good things about love for the mother, how to express love and affection. So this is because at TCV school that she learned all these things, how to feel gratitude, expressing gratitude to her mother. It's amazing. I was just looking at it. I got the video clip which Dasana sent to me, and she was serving tea, prepared tea, green tea, with the snacks offered to the mother. Mother was in the bed, offered it, and she said, "I'll sing a song for you." She sang the song for the mother. That's beautiful. It's amazing. Just imagine if all the children, since young age, they are fighting with the mother, they're complaining, I want this, I want that. Now she's offering. It's amazing, so beautiful. Okay, so, dedication prayer, page 52. I dedicate the marriage thus gathered towards the realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine, scripture, and insight. May in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect in the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom, eyes are burned by ignorance. Okay, now for the Buddha praise chant, the 2 girls will join us here. The 2 girls, Pema Angela, Kaithishimla, come. Where's the mic? Okay, they will sing with us, Buddha chant. Good. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to Shana, to Geshe. Okay, three processions together.